Welcome back, everyone. There's been a wave of new Superman footage lately, and DC is clearly gearing up for something big. James Gunn and the cast have been dropping hints about what's coming in this rebooted Man of Steel film, and it's looking intense. Let's talk about the main focus here, Lex Luthor. He's not just playing a side role. He's the central villain in this new chapter. But he's not alone. There are several threats lurking in the background, including a dark version of Superman in a black suit, a character that fans are already comparing to Black Noir. There's also the Engineer, a high-tech adversary, and a lineup of other dangerous enemies that Superman will have to face. At the center of all this chaos is Lex Luthor. And James Gunn recently explained why Lex's hatred for Superman is such a key part of the story. If you look closely at the trailers, many of the threats and disasters Superman faces all seem to lead back to Lex, even if they look different on the surface. So the question is, what did Superman do to make Lex hate him this much? It's part of the mystery that drives the movie and sets the tone for the DC universe going forward. Most fans are focused on the big-name heroes, the new Superman, the updated Green Lanterns, and the upcoming Green Lantern HBO series. But this film also marks the beginning of a new era for Lex Luthor and many other villains. Here's something interesting. Nicholas Hoult, who plays Lex, originally auditioned for both Superman and Lex Luthor. David Corenswet landed the Superman role, but Hoult's take on Lex was so powerful that James Gunn said he could feel the intensity of his hatred for Superman during the audition. That's the kind of presence this version of Lex needs, someone who believes he's smarter, stronger, and more deserving than Superman. This isn't Superman's origin story. He's already been saving lives across the globe for a few years now. And during that time, Lex has grown to despise him. The twist: Lex isn't just trying to physically destroy Superman, he's aiming to destroy his reputation. He wants the world to turn on him. If you listen closely to the trailers, Lex is clearly painting Superman as a dangerous obsession the world has fallen for. And he wants to break that illusion. Let's dig into the fight scenes and the villains we've seen in the trailers. But before we do, don't forget to subscribe to Rantent if you haven't already. Early on, there's a scene where Superman is battling a massive figure in a power suit. This is the character known as the Hammer of Bravia. And here's what stands out. This figure uses heat vision, just like Superman. That all but confirms it. This is likely a clone of Superman created by Lex, disguised in armor to mask his identity. Later, we see him again, this time in a black suit. It looks like Lex gave this clone a foreign identity, the Hammer of Bravia, to make him seem like a threat from another nation. Throughout the trailers, we see references to Bravia in news reports and newspaper headlines. In one scene, Lois Lane even challenges Superman about stepping into a foreign conflict, adding more fuel to Lex's plan to turn the world against him. This entire Bravia conflict looks staged. It's probably a proxy war orchestrated by Lex. Some fans speculate he's after kryptonite hidden in that region. Personally, I don't think he needs a war for that. He'd either steal it or buy it. The war, more likely, is just a way to provoke Superman into acting recklessly. We also see Green Lantern and Mr. Terrific involved in the action. They're defending Lois and confronting troops, all seemingly connected to Lex's broader scheme. This modern take on villainy, using fake news, manipulation, and media spin, feels incredibly timely. Think Mysterio in Spider-Man, Far From Home, but with higher stakes. Lex isn't just fighting Superman with tech. He's using society's own perception as a weapon. One major moment shows Lex breaking into the Fortress of Solitude. He's not alone. He's accompanied by the evil Superman clone and the Engineer. The scene is brutal. The Engineer tears through Superman's robotic defenses with her nanotech, and even Krypto gets involved in the fight. Yes, Krypto has action scenes. The Engineer gets seriously injured, her face torn apart, and healing with nanobots. It's possible this is the moment where Lex retrieves a Kryptonian message from the fortress. Probably a recording from General Zod or someone similar. His plan? Twist the message to make it seem like Superman was sent to conquer Earth. There's another scene where Krypto drags a battered Superman back into the fortress. In the background, you can hear a voice speaking Kryptonian. It sounds like a message from General Zod or Lara, and some fans think it might be voiced by Bradley Cooper. Inside the fortress, we see Lex standing at a console, smirking with confidence. This is likely when the Engineer hacks into the Kryptonian system to extract that message. Later in the trailer, she's seen fighting Superman in a stadium. Both Mr. Terrific and the evil clone are already down. So she might be the last major opponent standing, or maybe she changes sides by the end. Another big reveal is that Lex captures Superman using Metamorpho, a character who can generate kryptonite. Lex traps Clark inside what James Gunn calls a pocket dimension. These pocket worlds were also used in Peacemaker. Apparently, Lex has had access to this tech for a while, possibly with help from the engineer. Of course, Superman breaks out eventually. Let's take a moment to talk about Lex's motivation. There's a scene where Superman confronts Lex in his office. Lex is calm, maybe even baiting him. He wants Superman to react violently so he can twist it in the media. This is calculated. In the comics, Lex believes Superman actually weakens humanity. He sees him as a crutch, a godlike figure who makes people dependent. Lex believes that getting rid of Superman is the best thing for mankind. It's not about jealousy, it's ideology. James Gunn said he wanted Lex to feel like a sorcerer. Not in a magical sense, but because he's so intelligent and advanced with technology, it feels like magic. And in this movie, Lex has no moral boundaries. He clones Superman using stolen DNA. He manipulates the world. And he's willing to do anything to erase Superman's legacy. Some fans are even drawing parallels to Superman 4, The Quest for Peace, where Lex creates Nuclear Man using Superman's DNA. That film was cheesy, but this reboot seems to be honoring those ideas while taking a darker approach. As for what's next, Gunn hasn't revealed much about the Justice League plans. The big team-up movie is still years away, probably 4 to 6 years down the line. But future trailers will likely spotlight more characters: Guy Gardner's Green Lantern, Hawkgirl, Mr. Terrific, and others. If you're wondering about the Green Lantern HBO series, footage is expected by the end of the year. Production is still underway, but we're likely to get a sneak peek soon. What are your theories about Lex's role after this movie? Is this just the start of something even bigger? Maybe something like Injustice? I'll have more breakdowns coming soon, including updates on The Flash, deeper dives into the DCU, and more character spotlights. Smash that like button, subscribe to Rantent, and let's keep uncovering the secrets behind the cape. Thanks for listening. I'll catch you in the next one.